this is Amy. Thanks much for stopping by. If you are new to my channel, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified whenever I post something new. Today I am going to show you a demonstration on how I hand painted this red wine glass, which is 20 ounces by Libbey Glass. I am using all FolkArt paints. Now, one thing I do want to mention, this is similar to the one I painted a few days ago that was in more of an orange theme with a filbert brush. Went ahead and decided to do it in different shades of white, off-whites, and so on. A little bit of glitter too. And I really, really like how it turned out. Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm only using one brush today. It's the Glass Art by Dynasty number 71. It's a 3/8 inch brush. Paint I'm using is linen, multi-surface paint, vintage white, also multi-surface, parchment, multi-surface paint, wicker white, which is the enamel, white pearl, which is multi-surface, and glam gold, also multi-surface. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with this. I have gone ahead and cleaned my glass. As I've mentioned in the past, it's very important that you clean your glassware. Excuse me for a second. I have a tickle in my throat. Sorry about that. Anyways, very important that you clean your glass. You can use warm soapy water, dry it well, and then you can clean the exterior off with rubbing alcohol to get any additional debris that might be on it, fingerprints, any oil, that type of thing, so that it's clean and the paint will adhere to it nicely. Alright, so I started off doing this design with just a regular paintbrush, and I thought, what am I doing? I have these awesome coverage brushes, so I switched over to this one, and I really like these when I'm doing just a single color painting because they do cover so nicely. I don't know why I'm even worried about that edge. Alright, so what I'm doing on this one is very similar to the one that I did. Sorry, I'm so sorry about that. A few days ago, and that was more in a fall theme. This is more monochromatic, where I feel like it could be like a good wedding glass. But, you know, you make up your own mind with that as we create it. I just really like how, look at the coverage of these brushes. If I was using just a regular one-stroke brush, it wouldn't cover nearly as nicely. It just wouldn't. These soft bristles on these brushes, I think, is what makes the difference. And I really, really like them. I know I keep saying that, but it's like, I can't impress to you how nice they are to work with. Now, too, depending on what type of work you do as far as your strokes and all that, it may not be appropriate for your style of painting, but honestly, I really don't know of too many styles of painting that you couldn't use this, and it work out nicely. But yeah, I'm just going around my glass and just going to do a strip here, then do another one next to it, and these I am running just right next to each other. I'd like to get that a little crisper looking right here. Alright, then I'm just going to keep doing it. Keep running through it here. Like I said, the thing with this design is it's not that it's difficult to do. It's just a little time consuming because of all the layers you place on it. And again, I'm going to say this, because if you watch my videos, you know what I'm referring to. Because there is a thickness of the paint on this glass. What is that good for? If you know the answer to that, please put it down below. It's something I say quite often in my videos when it comes to painting glassware, because I get this question a lot from people, and you know, you just have to understand that when you're painting with glass, I don't know, some of my, looks like I've got a few little hairs coming out of this brush. This doesn't happen very often, but I'm wanting to say that these are more like natural hairs. So anyways, if you, oh, I lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. Oh, I know what I was going to say. People will ask me, you know, if these will scratch. Well, if you put the paint on thick enough, you know, that may or may not happen, but they're hand painted, so you should treat them as such. That's hard work that was put into your glass, and you should treat it like fine china, which means hand wash, dry, and put it away until you're ready to use it again. It's not something that you should be just kind of throwing it around, you know, scratching it, putting it in with a bunch of other dishes in the sink and letting it sit and soak. No, don't do that to your hand painted glass. It's not going to be nice for very long. However, if you treat it right, and that means washing it, if you're hand washing it with soft detergent, no like scratchy pads or anything like that that are abrasive, no abrasive cleaners, just, you know, nice and easy. Yeah, they're going to last for a long time. And even if they do get a little scratch here and there, it doesn't mean it still doesn't mean you can't use them and that they're not going to be nice, because you can. They can be very pretty. I don't know why all of a sudden these bristles. I really do like these brushes, but for some reason while I'm doing this video, I keep getting, hairs keep coming out. I'm not sure why that's happening. I'm not sure if that's the nature of these natural bristles or what. Okay, so I'm really not going to clean off my brush. I'm just going to move into the next, which is the pearl white, and I'm going to come through here and then just do the striping right down. I'm not even going to hit it with the hair dryer. I'm just going to keep going around. Try to put it on thick enough where I can see it. Yeah, and if you want to have more of a distinct look here, as far as that it comes up and it's kind of square at the top just like the rest, then by all means go for it. But you can still see the coating underneath. So again, I just keep turning it as I'm putting this on, pulling it down, and then trying to scoop up towards the bottom here so that it looks nice. Almost stuck my brush back into the other color. Alright, pull that down. Now of course you don't need to use as many colors as I did on this. I had all these, I bought a few just recently and I had a few already, so you can minimize the amounts that you are using on your glass. But I think it's pretty. What do you think? If you like it, give me a yes down below. Again, I'm just impressed by the coverage of these brushes. I really am. Even if the hair is falling out while I'm painting, I think that's just a fluke right now, because I really have not had a whole lot of hair fall out while I've been using them. And I can go through and clean that off. But as you can see, you know, it is time consuming because I'm not just doing one round of paint. I'm continuing to paint and turn it, and will continue to do so, adding other colors. But they're all going to be very neutral. That was one word I was looking for earlier, was neutral. Let's see how you can just, I mean, heck, you could even stop with 2 coats. It's pretty like that, really. Alright, once again, not going to wash my brush. I am going to go ahead and go on with the next color and continue doing the same thing. And again, with the colors being kind of in the same, they're very similar, a little bit different as far as like the darkness and such. You know, there's not a big difference in their looks, but I still think just with the variation being so slight, it's still a pretty combination. And I hope you can see this. I know I keep tipping it up to look at it as I'm painting it. All right. I have a dog down here snoring. I hope you can't hear her. So whenever you're tired and she does that, it just makes me feel like, oh, I could just lay down with her right now and go to sleep. But I really can't just lay down with her right now and go to sleep. That wouldn't be good, would it? Alright, like I said on the last one that I did, if you have any variations that you could see being done with this style of painting, please leave me a comment down below and let me know. But I am doing this one a little bit slightly different than the last one. And I'm just going to clean off my brush here. The next one I'm going to add is the glitter. Okay, I'm going to add the glitter. I'm trying to put it on here where you can actually see it, but a little bit darker towards the top, even though I'm going to go around the whole thing, but I'm just trying to make sure that it gets it to where we're going to see it the most. I just love these different glitters. It's pretty. Very, very pretty. And I'm sorry about the noise in the background, but that is my air conditioning running. I paint down in my basement where my furnace and my air conditioner unit's outside, but it runs through the furnace. But can you see how calming this really is? And it's just easy, very easy to do. It's a easy peasy. And like I said, I'm more concentrating on the top part of these strokes, just for the fact that when I come through, I'll be covering it up. So I do want some of the shimmer to show through the top part. But it won't be the last time we see shimmer either. It truly will not. Truly, truly will not. Alright, so there we go with that. I'm going to kind of wipe that off. My next color I'm going into is this one here, and I think that's the Vintage White. Because the Parchment has a little bit of a pinky tone to it. Alright, so here we go. So now I'm just going to add this here and go down. I just want to make sure that I have not too many brush strokes in this. And then I'm going to come up here and come down. And I like the texture on them, so I'm not really trying to do too much with that. But you know, you are going to see brush strokes. There's no doubt about that, and that's fine. Now I could really work on it and smooth this out some, but I really don't care that it has the brush strokes. I'm trying to smooth it down a little bit. Alright, here we go. Just keep turning it, working it and turning it, working it and turning it. Here we go again. Some of the glitter kind of shines through the paint. You can see a little bit of it. Alright, getting back over here. Alright. Okie dokie. Now, the next one we're going to go into is the Wicker White. Again, I am not cleaning my brush. I'm just going to go down like that. Back up. Hold down. Just don't try to work it too much. You just don't need to work it a whole lot. You just truly don't. And then just keep turning it. Turning it, turning it. Now, are you new? Any of you watching, are you new to glass painting? Have you dove in and actually painted any of these for gifts? If you have, let me know down below how it's going for you. Yeah, I'm always curious as if, you know, have I been an inspiration to anyone? Have you started doing this on your own? I mean, everybody wants to inspire somebody, I think, if they can. Like I said, when you're doing wet on wet, you know, it can get kind of muddled. So just keep that in mind. But just keep going with it. Don't stop. Say don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Okay, so there we go. I am going to wipe my brush off a little bit just to get some excess paint off of it. I'm not a very good, I'm going to wash my hand. I'm pretty good about touching things and then getting paint all over everything. Not a good thing. Okay, so then we're going to go back to the original color that we started with. Actually, what this kind of reminds me of is ice cream. It's ice cream. but you can still see the different layers. You're going around it. You also, and I didn't do it with this one, but you also could outline some of this, like maybe with the gold, just to kind of highlight some of the areas. And I didn't do it with this one. I thought about it, but I just kind of left it. I decided not to, because I tend to put a lot of gold on my projects. The gold definitely would fit in. I was thinking in terms of like outlining some of this and maybe coming down into the different layers and adding that to it. But like I said, I decided not to. Alrighty, here we go. Alright, so like I said, actually on both of the other one that I did, which more into the fallish colors, I just kept going around and added more than one set of colors. Now on this, if you wanted to take the time to do it, you could very easily let it dry really well in between coats, but for the purpose of the video, I'm not going to do that. And I know when working on this design that just shooting it with a heat gun in between did not really do a whole lot. So that's why I'm not even venturing to do that right now, because I don't feel like it's going to make a big difference in helping it. I think the biggest difference would be to allow time in between layers. However, doing that would be just so time consuming. But like I said, I've chosen not to do that. So, kind of like I said, reminds me of ice cream, and it also starting to remind me of icing. All right. Alrighty, like I said, we're just going to keep going with this, going and going and going. And I like the texture. Like I said, I like it to have some texture to it. So the fact that it does is fine with me. Alright, I think I'm back at the beginning. And then the next color, I'm going to go into the Parchment again. And I'm just going to keep going around with this at this point until I get to the bottom. Like I said, and they're similar in color and just a little bit different shades. So to see the difference in some of these is kind of hard, but there definitely is a difference. Probably see it more in person, and you can tell from the video. Alright, get that off of here. And now guess what? It's time for some more gold. Time to add some more gold in here. Now you could add the gold more frequently if you wanted to. I mean, you could even add it in between colors, each color I should say. Alright. Even though this is not meant to look like a flower, this kind of reminds me of a flower. Okay. And I'm going to wash that off a little bit. Alright, then we're going to go into the lighter colors. And I'm just like scooping it up and intending to leave a ridge when I scoop it up. Pull it down, then pulling it back up. It's kind of a neat looking petal if it were a flower. Alright, so once you get closer to the bottom it moves a little quicker. Alright, and then I'm going to throw some white in here. Throw some light in here. Kind of doing the same thing. A little twist here and just pulling it up. And it kind of finishes off like a leaf or like a petal. And you can go back around it. I'm just going to kind of go back around it a little bit to smooth out, make my edge more complete around the top here, or the bottom, however you want to look at it. The top of the stem, the bottom of the bowl, and then just finish it out. And there you have it. Now a couple things you could do. You could finish off this part with like some gold if you wanted to. You could decorate the whole stem with a solid color. You could put all these colors together, you know, however you wanted to do it. Or just leave it plain, which I think I'm just going to leave mine plain. I think it looks fine just like this. And you could possibly, you know, add some more gold towards the bottom if you wanted to. But again, I think it's very pretty. Very pretty. I like it. So again, if you like my video, make sure that you subscribe to my video, that you give it a big thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment down below. What would you like to see me paint again in the future? I'd love to hear from you. And until the next video, I will see you then. Have a good one.